Hello, all. My name is Jeremy Dunn. I'm a plus size triathlete. I'm sure there's many of you sitting there thinking to yourself right now, gee, you don't really look like a triathlete. You're a pretty big guy. But I am. I've been doing triathlons now for 4 years. This should be year number 5, but things are kind of up in the air with all this COVID stuff going on. The thing is, though, is anybody can be a triathlete. Doesn't matter your size, your age, uh, any of your abilities. You just have to get out there and try. Um, it's been an interesting journey over the years for me, and I started with small tries, and I built my way up to a half Ironman, which is a 1.2 mile ocean swim, a 56-mile bike, and a 13.1 mile run. But you have to start somewhere, and for me, that was a small try local to here, and that was a try. And I'll never forget standing on the edges of the water, waiting to go into for my swim, and they announced, "Athletes, would you please enter the water? Get ready for the race." And as I stood there on the banks, I remember distinctly thinking, they called all the athletes, but when are they going to call the rest of us in? It's the first time ever doing this, and I didn't recognize myself as an athlete. And then it dawned on me, you're one of the athletes. This is you. Get out there. Let's do this. And from then on, I realized, I am a triathlete. I'm doing it. And I mean, over the last 4 years, I've talked about my journey to a lot of people, and they kind of look at me and they're like, you're full of it. You're not really doing this. But I mean, I've got the medals to do it, prove it. I've got the times, and, I've done it and I'm doing it. So I'm starting this series to document my next big journey, and that is becoming an Ironman. So in 2021, I will be going to Florida potentially to complete my first Ironman race. What is an Ironman? Well, for this race, it will be a 2.4 mile ocean swim in the Gulf, a 112-mile bike ride, and then it's finished with a nice little 26.2 mile cool down run for a total of 140.6 miles. I'll have 17 hours to complete this journey, and when I cross that finish line, it'll be a very amazing time for me. To put this in perspective, what this distance is like, it's like traveling the distance almost from Syracuse, New York to Albany, New York, or from Orlando, Florida to Jacksonville, Florida, all under your own power, no car. And before you ask, I am aware that they do make cars for this distance. So then why do I want to do this? I've never been the athletic type, and I've always set really big goals for my life, and I've always really shot really high. And right now, this makes sense to be my next big goal. I'm used to people telling me that my goals are too high, and I'm taking on too much. I got my bachelor's degree while working full-time and being a father. I got my master's degree while working full-time being a father and volunteering with the Boy Scouts. I've always done a lot and reached my point of stress, and it's always proved to be successful to me. And I've always been career and education focused, and now I think it's time that I venture on to a different journey in life, and I find my next challenge, my next big adventure. And to me, this is it. When I was looking to go in the Army, I was told I'll never make it because I wasn't in shape enough. And I did. I was told I wouldn't make it past basic training, and I made it in the Army. I was told that I wouldn't make it as an engineer because I wasn't smart enough. And I got my bachelor's degree in engineering. I've got a master's degree in engineering. So I want to show people that you really can do anything you want. You just have to put your mind to it. And to me, this is the next step. This is an ultimate goal of how far can I push my body, and I'm going to do it. I'm not a little guy, and I'm going to get out there and I'm going to go and give it my all. So over the next year and a half, because the race is typically November, so I'll be racing November 2021. What can you expect from me? Well, I'll be posting videos along the way, hopefully weekly, documenting my training throughout this. It'll cover good days. It'll cover bad days. I'm sure there's going to be days when I post videos where it's just like, oh my God, I'm so pissed off. This workout really sucked. Or, oh my God, this is so awesome. And I'm on cloud nine, because that's how it goes. Um, Hopefully I'll be posting some interviews with people in the triathlon industry, discussing different aspects of triathlon, doing some product reviews of different equipment that I use, and documenting some pretty important milestones. So for 2020, I'm supposed to be completing some pretty long distance activities, to include another half Ironman in Maine this year. The likelihood of those happening are very slim, but another big milestone is going to be the day that I register for the half Ironman, and or for the full Ironman, and that's going to be pretty amazing. So I'll be documenting a lot of different milestones that I think are important throughout this training. But mostly what I'll be putting in these videos is moments throughout my life, so that anytime I can look back at these and remember everything that I've been through in this journey, and everything that got me from point A to point B. This is going to be a life-changing experience for me. So if you're watching these videos, thank you for joining me, and let's have a good ride.